don't be afraid to put yourself out there and ask questions, because chances are somebody is either going through the same thing that you are or has already gone through it and will be able to offer you some support and advice. And if they can't, then they probably know somebody that they can connect you with.
Hi everyone, it's Carrie from Live Accessible, and today on the Blind and Visually Impaired YouTuber Spotlight, we have Dianna from Dianna with 2 N's. Welcome Dianna, how are you today?
Hi Carrie, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, you're welcome. It's a pleasure to have you. So tell us a little bit about your channel and like the kind of content that you make.
Okay, I do mainly blindness-related content because, I'm visually impaired. I have started uploading consistently to my channel last year, and in addition to the blindness-related content, I also do videos about other things because, we're all multifaceted people. I have done things such as like Lush cosmetics hauls and other informational videos like how to do things like how to add alt text to images on various social media platforms. I've done a few travel vlogs and various things like that, but I would say that the majority of my content is just talking about disability, not only mine, but like the wider space of disability and visual impairment. And, I really want my channel to be like a space where everybody feels safe and comfortable to be able to share their own experiences.
Dianna has a great channel. Check out her channel. I will leave a link right up here in the YouTube cards and in the description below. Dianna, tell us a little bit about your visual impairment. What is it and what kind of vision do you have?
Okay, I have what is called retinopathy of prematurity, which means that I was born prematurely, actually at 26 weeks. So I was born like 4 months early, and I have no vision in my right eye. The retina is detached, and in my left eye, I have limited vision. I can see colors and shapes and shadows, and I can read print if it's large enough. Otherwise, I will have to hold the paper or the phone or whatever closer to my face. And I can see about 3 to 5 feet in front of me before everything starts to get very blurry. My acuity is 20/400, and I have full field of view in my left eye, but I also have a nystagmus, which means that my eye is moving constantly, so it can be difficult to focus on some things, especially when reading.
Yeah, I have that too, so I totally understand.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about why did you start your YouTube channel and what motivates you to keep doing it?
I wanted to really put myself out there because I really haven't, at the time that I started, I really didn't know any content creators who were visually impaired. I knew a few who were completely blind, but I think I had only known of 1 or 2 who had low vision. And I feel like the more of us who are out there and making ourselves known and creating content and promoting our content, then the more that we'll be able to not only educate the able-bodied community, but also other people who may stumble across our videos who might be disabled, whether it be visually impaired or have other disabilities. And like we can all learn from each other and bounce ideas and creativity off of each other.
I love that. That's so true. And so what do you see as the future of your channel and what other projects do you have going on?
Well, right now things are a little haywire. I'm currently in the middle of moving, but I am still trying to upload consistently once a week on Thursdays, as well as I've gotten into live streaming recently, just like, simple chats or, discussion type videos. But honestly, I haven't really thought as far ahead due to everything that has been going on. However, I do have a plan at some point to talk about my experience getting my undergrad degree and attending college with a visual impairment, because I had recently just posted a video talking about my experience in mainstream K-12 schooling. As a kid with a visual impairment. My boyfriend and I are starting a podcast. We actually recorded our first episode already. It is not it needs to go through some editing and things before it can be published. But the podcast is called Can You See Us? And we do have a Twitter account where we're posting some updates about it. And it's been really interesting to do that podcast. We mainly started it because we wanted to share our own experiences, being visually impaired, but also to have a space where other people feel free to share their experiences, because like we're all different and we all experience blindness differently. So we're going to be focusing on various like issues and experiences within the community, like school, guide dog ownership, various other things like that, like as we get more into it. And eventually we do hope to have guests on as well to talk about their own experiences doing those things.
I'm really excited for that podcast. So I'll be keeping an eye out on the Twitter to see when everything gets published. Do you have like a tentative release date or anything? Or not yet?
I'm hoping within the next few weeks. We do need to finalize a few details and go through the editing process, but honestly, I'm not quite sure. But hopefully, like either sometime this month in September, if not October.
Okay, well, we'll definitely keep an eye out. So I see you as a really big advocate. I know that you're part of your ACB, the American Council of the Blind, and I know you've talked a lot about alt text. So could you tell us a little bit about why it's important to have alt text and what it is, and just like a really short how to do it?
Sure. So alt text, like in layman's terms, is basically an image description that is embedded into the photo. So the average sighted person can't see it. It is really for people who are blind and use screen readers on their phones or on their computers. And when they select the image, when they're on the internet, on Twitter or whatever, and they're looking at an image, their screen reader is able to tell them what the image is based on the alt text that the user provides. So if I were to post a picture of my dog on Twitter, in the alt text, I would say yellow lab sitting on the ground looking at the camera, wearing a collar with green tropical leaves on it. Or something like that, to give like a description of what the image is, because otherwise the screen reader doesn't really know what is happening in the picture. It can sometimes make a guess based on how technology has advanced, but it won't give everybody the full picture. No
It's
pun
not always very
intended.
accurate.
Yeah, it won't be very accurate. So for Twitter, when posting an image, there is the option to add alt text on the app. There is a little black button within the photo itself that says alt. I think it's in like the lower right corner. And on the website, when adding a photo, there's an option underneath the picture that says add description. And with Instagram, it's a little more confusing. You have to scroll down and go to advanced settings within the post that you're creating. So like, let's say you've already selected an image to post and you're writing the hashtags or whatever for the post. You go to advanced settings and you scroll down and hit alt text, and it brings up the option to add the alt text to the photo. Or if you are adding multiple photos, you can add the alt text to all of the pictures right there on that screen.
I find that even some people who are blind or visually impaired, they don't know about alt text. And I think it's
Yes.
so important that like we all come together as a community and, advocate for other people to use alt text, and even organizations, and even some organizations that, have an audience of people who are blind or visually impaired, they don't know about alt text or they're not doing it. So
Right.
it's so important, I think, for people to know how to do that and advocate for it, but in a nice way, because if you just yell at people, they're not going to listen. And so
I completely agree. And also, they're not going to know unless we tell them what it is.
exactly. And so I love how you like you call out companies, but you don't do it in like a rude way. And that's what I think that we should all do. Like, just call them out, talk to them, but do it in a professional way, because that's how we're going to get things done.
I completely agree, and thank you.
As a wrap up question, what is one piece of encouragement or advice you would share with somebody who is blind or visually impaired?
I would say don't be afraid to put yourself out there and ask questions, because chances are somebody is either going through the same thing that you are or has already gone through it and will be able to offer you some support and advice. And if they can't, then they probably know somebody that they can connect you with to do the same.
I can't agree with that more. Well, thanks, Dianna, for coming on to the YouTube channel and for sharing about everything that you're doing.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
And again, if you guys want to check out Dianna's channel, and I hope you do, you can click and tap right there, up there, and subscribe and check out her channel. If you want to watch the whole blind and visually impaired YouTuber spotlight, you can click or tap on my left. And don't forget to like this video and give it a thumbs up. And thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you in the next one.